that's all water.
Oh, really?
Yep. But if you look, it is dripping. Listen.
Yep, you can see it.
Isn't that a wonderful sound?
That's a good amount, though. In
Yeah, it's not
bucket.
bad for being frozen.
That one's frozen too.
A little bit. Not too bad. It's dripping a little bit, not very fast. This tree actually might be a little bit too small as far as being tapped. Normally, these taps, that stuff will get filtered out. Normally, I would put these down along the roadway, which I will switch them out because put these plastic buckets on there with a drop line. So we got one more over here.
Don't mind the mess. We're cleaning out the shed and getting rid of a lot of stuff, so that's all garbage.
I know a lot of people say the ice doesn't have any. It does have some sugar content in it, but not a whole lot. It's like a popsicle. And, but yeah.
Now what are you going to do with all that?
I'm going to dump this out because it's a little on the yellow. Well, maybe I'll save it.
What's the yellow mean?
Well, that's because it's concentrated down. Because the sugar won't freeze till it gets to a lower temperature. So I'll go put this in the shed and sugar shack and in the bucket I got in there, and strain it, and we'll go from there. If you guys want to follow me, and
okay,
I'll show you how I do my stuff.
Somebody likes that block.
Yeah. Get it, Lou.
He picked up the whole block. Now that has sugar in it. Is that all right for him to have? On my journey, I found 2 nice feathers for my wreath and a blue egg. The blue egg was actually in the nesting box where it belongs, thank goodness. But we're headed to Mr. Jack's Sugar Shack,
The Sugar Shack.
which you all have seen if you watch.
Sugar helper.
He still has the block in his mouth.
Now again, you guys saw the video earlier that I built the Sugar Shack in the fall. I just threw something together. I mean, like I said in there, I'm not a carpenter, but works pretty good. Come on in. I hope you guys can see. It's a little dark in here.
No, it's not bad.
Well, here's my new 2x3 flat pan that my wife got me for Christmas. Whoop whoop!
I hear she's the best wife ever.
Oh, better than that. She's awesomest. There's no comparison anywhere. And if I'll fight you if you say you think yours is better. So, over here, come around this way. Over here, this is an old milk strainer that I use. For, I'll show you here in a minute. That I use for straining out. This is old. This isn't even going to be used anymore. It was from the old system. Anyway, over here, there's a little bit. There's about 5 gallons of sap in here from December. Now, if you look down here,
Now that's frozen.
yep, that's, well, it's been cold. But if you see that little bit there that's on the bottom,
Yeah.
see how thick that is, kind of?
Yeah.
That's sugar. That's actual sugar from the sap, because the water will freeze before the sugar contents will. So there's people that actually will try to freeze their stuff in big freezers, like you got your home freezers and stuff, the big chest freezers, and then kind of get rid of some of the water that way. I do it old school. I put my stuff up here. This is an old milk strainer I got from a gentleman over on Walker Road. And I actually bought my first evaporator from him. It was an old evaporator that he used to use when his family was used to do it. Then this is my first set of straining. That's the first set of straining right there. Tip that over. See all the stuff that's in there from the tree and stuff that blows in the buckets and stuff. Normally we would have a...
But it goes through several...
Yeah, it goes through... This is the second, actually. When I actually collect, this would be the second straining that I do. The first straining that I do, I have a funnel. It's got a screen in it. It takes a lot of the bigger particulates out and stuff. And then I go through this t-shirt, old cotton t-shirt. Sometimes I'll fold it in half. This time I don't. I just got it this way. But that'll be my second filtering. And then after that, it'll go in the... I have a warming pan. I got to wash it's inside, but there's a warming pan here, and we'll fill that warming pan. The water will, or the sap will get warmed up in here, and then over here I have a float valve, and this float valve, this thing will be on here. If I can get it on there. There it goes. Anyway, this thing will be on here, and it'll sit like this. The warmer box is here. Warming tray or warmer box is here. And as the water evaporates, this will drop and let, or water, as the water evaporates out of the sap, this will drop down and let more sap in and keep it at a constant level. And I want to try to keep it anywhere from 1 to 2 inches in the bottom of this pan while I'm out here cooking it. And then that way, all I have to do is just keep an eye on the box a little bit, put more in there, and then just put wood in the fire to keep the heat going. So, but yeah, that's pretty much how that's going to work out. So I'm pretty excited. Kind of upset with the shipping people when they ship this, because I got a little scratch here, and then right here's a friggin' ding, and another one over here and one right there.
Well, that shouldn't make a difference, right?
No, it won't make a difference. So anyway, normally you would have little filters. They make filters for milk. They're paper filters that go down in there so that you can, when you're doing the milk, you can strain it that way.
But I bought you filters last year.
Yep, those are for, okay, back to the filtering process. So after I'm done cooking, after it cooks in here, then I put it, goes in that old milker, portable milker machine there. And what happens from there is I'll have it right here. And how this will work is, let me show you real quick, is I'll be able to slide this off. I got to get a different piece of metal here because it won't be up high. It won't be too high. Slide that off so that it doesn't get too hot and I burn my syrup. And then this will come over here and I'll have a filter, one of those filters that right there that'll go here. Of course, this lid will be off, and then I'll open this up and tip it, and the syrup comes out, goes through the filter. And as we fill this, we'll fill this up, and as we fill that, after that's done, then we will, and then we'll take this and pour it into this finishing pan. This finishing pan will bring it up to temperature, probably 180 to 195, and then we'll bottle it. There's a temperature gauge right here, so I'll be able
that's really nice. Who got
you that? And my wife got me that too. She's awesome. The best wife ever. Ever. So.
She didn't know what that was, but she bought it figuring
Yep.
it was, but then it came and it said it was for
For
making alcohol.
Yeah, you could use that. It's pretty much the base same principle when you make syrup, except you're not going to the fermentation part of it where you got to watch, all your gases and stuff like that, and malt and grains and stuff. But there'll be more videos for this year. I am going to put a light right here. There's one in the garage that I'm going to take down and put in here, so at least I have a light in here. I do have a lantern in here, but that's not going to cut it. So I do have this shop light here, but that's way too bright, draws too much energy. And so what I'll do for the electric is, I know you're not supposed to, but eventually I'll have electric out here. But Mother She Shed, there's electric to that, so I'm going to run extension cords from there out to here so that I can get electric to run the lights. And
Lulu, what do you
a
got?
Radio. You got your
Is it frozen to the ground? Oh no, he's got it. He's got to get his mouth around it.
There you go. There you go, buddy.
Thinks he's got a treat.
Then I got my number one fan, my number two fans.
There's my ladies.
Yeah,
What are we doing, ladies?
The posse, the Coupe de Ville group.
Yep, that's Mama's ladies.
My girls, and they love to come over here.
Yeah, they like the Sugar Shack. I'm surprised they're not laying eggs in there. Hi, ladies. Hi, Mama girls. What? Yeah? I hear you. Let's go see what Daddy's doing. Now you got a stick?
This right here, this lid right here is going to be my door for that. It'll be a little short, but
Did you
that's
measure
better
it?
than nothing. Yeah, I already measured it. I just got to figure out how I'm going to put it on as far as the hinges for it. So, but it should work.
And Mama is hoping that maybe we can take one of these crates apart, maybe that one that you're using, and I can use the sides as screen doors if we use the frame part and then just take the center pieces out and put screen for my screen doors for my she shed.
Yeah, and then some of these crates are going to be turned into raised beds for the garden.
Yep, garden beds.
And then Mama's, I'm going to build a porch for the off the she shed with the pallets so that she's got a little porch in the area with the railing and stuff like that. Always something to do here at the Jack Homestead, especially when you
That's
have
true.
Mrs. Jack gives you a to-do list.
Well, once Mrs. Jack realized that Mr. Jack knows how to build things, it was on.
Yep. It all started with the gnome
coops.
house. The gnome
Oh,
house.
yes, that's right. The gnome house that he made me.
Yeah.
Then he did the coops, and I was like, okay. Then he did the sugar shack, and I was like, he could build me a house.
Not bad for non-carpenter. Jack of all trades, master of none. Just like I say in my, it says the Jack Homestead there. When you look at my profile on YouTube, it says master of none. Jack of all trades, master of none. But this area, well,
this is where his
used
old
sugar
operation. He had a tent that he had set up over here. And this is where he used to do it, right here. This is the smokehouse, but that is probably going to come down, and he's going to probably take that over near the sugar shack and use it as storage. Is that what you said you wanted to do?
I'm not sure. I might do that. I don't know yet. I might take it down though and maybe repurpose it for something.
All right.
But right now it's got all my buckets in it for collected sap, which I got to get out here real quick.
And I think I showed you that before. That's where we hang our deer.
And then, yeah, that's where we hang the deer.
And then that over there is more wood. And then our compost bins, which we need to make bigger.
Yeah.
And of course our coops that Mr. Jack's gonna have to make a bigger chicken coop this summer.
Add on to the other one there. Somehow, maybe add out the back or something. I don't know, or add one on this end. Get two coops.
All right.
Or.
And this
Yeah.
is my brooder. This is where my
That's the
duckies are coming
original-
first.
that's the original
Yes,
duck
this is the original coop we had for the ducks, which is still good. There's nothing wrong with it at all. We leave it open in case they want to lay their eggs in there, but in March I have 3 new ducks coming, baby ducks, so they'll be the first ones to use this. First they'll be inside. We have a small brooder box in my she shed. It's down there that they stay in because we have heat in there for them. And
They're out away from predators.
yeah, and there'll be heat in there and everything, but once they get too big for that tote, then the next process is they come out to this, and then once they are fully feathered, we can start introducing them to the other ducks. And Mr. Jack does not need to build onto the duck house, at least not this year, because we're only getting 3 more ducks, and he built a big old duck condo, so they'll be fine in there. But that will be happening starting in March. Then in April, we are getting quite a few chickens. So they will start that process. By the time the ducks move out, the chickens will start in there. And then when they'll get moved out here, and then when they're fully feathered, they will get introduced to the other chickens. And by that time, Mr. Jack will have to have a bigger chicken coop. But they will be there. And then in May, we have meat birds coming, meat chickens, and same process, except they will have to go in here because there's too many to go in that small brooder box. So they will all go in here, and they will stay in here until Mr. Jack makes a chicken tractor. And once they are put in a chicken tractor, we will move them around whatever area we want. Mr. Jack says that they gotta kind of be over towards this by the house so that no predators get them.
They'll probably be like in the front yard. They're just moving them back and forth.
I don't want them to tear up the nice lawn.
Well, they won't. We just move
Maybe
them
we
and
can move them
They'll be all right.
But anyways,
And no
we
fertilizer.
yeah, they will fertilize our land, and we will have them for a couple of months, and then they get butchered, and then we're hoping that we can get another 25 birds, so that we get 50 chickens a year. Come fall, they'll all be butchered, and we won't keep them over the winter. The only birds we will be keeping are our egg layers. Of course, our ducks. We're not going to use them for meat until the time comes and they need to be culled. But and all my pet chickens, they're our egg layers. They're not going to get culled unless we absolutely have to for some reason. So that's our process of what's coming on the Jack Homestead.
Yes. And then
also the garden, I think I already told you that.
Yeah.
That's getting extended.
And,
we're going to have an orchard down the front yard.
We got some good news too on the next video. We'll talk about that when I start making when I do the syrup video. So anyway, we got to go. Got things to do. I got to make pizza tonight for dinner.
Oh yeah, we need to go in and get that started. And Louie's still enjoying his little sap ice ball.
Yeah,
he's gonna want to bring it in the house.
Popsicle.
Yes, maple popsicle. He's gonna want to bring that in the house. We're gonna have to fight him.
So, folks.
But today is a nice day. That's why we are outside. Well, it's not nice. It's probably like 30, if that, but it's way better than it has been. Come show everybody what you got. You got a maple popsicle. And tomorrow should be, I think, the last day of the nice weather.
Well, yeah, the 30
degree weather. And then we are getting snow over the weekend, and it's getting bitter cold again. You probably did not know, we haven't filmed, but the chickens and the ducks were penned up in their runs, as you can see. Okay. So you can see we put straw inside of their runs, which normally we don't do, and the food and water in both of the runs, because it was so cold. We didn't want them walking around out here in the snow, so we made it a little bit more comfortable for them, and we had them staying in their runs the past 2 days because it was below 0 temperatures. But we let them out today, and we also will probably let them out tomorrow. I think it's supposed to be another nice day. But then after that, they will probably be confined to their runs again. That way they can stay inside the coop to be nice and warm, or come out here and lay in their hay with their food and water in here. But they're not liking this cold weather. They're really not laying eggs, the ducks, the way they normally do. So that's a little depressing, but it's okay. We're surviving. We have plenty of eggs, so. But that's the recap of the Jack Homestead. Again, don't mind the mess. We are cleaning my she shed out, and Mr. Jack has taken most of his stuff out of there because he now has the huge garage. So that will be his, and the she shed is going to be mine, and I have big plans for it, so stay tuned. But this is all of my stuff in here, but we have up above, over top of this is a bunch of stuff that we still need to get out, but we cleared the shelf off up there today and vacuumed it really good. We want to paint the whole thing. That's the holdup, but we can't do that because it's been so cold. We have to wait for a nice stretch of warm weather. We're going to insulate it too with foam insulation where it needs to be insulated. But anyway, this is going to be my she shed. And like I said, I'm going to keep all the animal supplies in here. My gardening stuff will be in here. I have an old-fashioned stove over there that we're going to be fixing up, and hopefully maybe someday we'll be able to use it in here. But it'll be really nice when we're done with it. So I'll keep you posted on that. But hopefully everybody will have a nice weekend coming up, and stay tuned on the Jack Homestead.